The Petroleum Product Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, PETROAN, has expressed concern over recent petrol price reductions by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPC and Dangote Refinery, stating that these sudden changes have led to financial losses for the fuel marketers. In response, PETROAN is advocating for a regulatory framework to ensure fuel price stability for at least 6 months to foster a more predictable investment environment in the downstream sector. Recall that last week NNPC reduced its retail petrol prices to 860 naira and 880 naira per litre in Lagos and Abuja, down from 945 naira and 965 naira respectively. This move followed Dangote Refinery's decision to lower its ex-depot petrol price from 890 naira to 825 naira per litre, triggering a competitive price adjustment in the market. PETROAN spokesperson Joseph Obele had stated that these abrupt price fluctuations have resulted in billions of naira in losses for petrol marketers, raising concerns about the stability and attractiveness of the sector for future investment. Joining us now is the National President of the Petroleum Product Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Dr. Gillis Harry. Thank you very much, Dr. Harry, for joining us on Breakfast Central this morning.
Thank you.
Now, many Nigerians have been following the statements issued by your organization, PETROAN, and they say, you know, this is very anti-patriotic, it's anti-people. Now, why would you condemn the reduction? Why would you call for a fuel price reduction increase? Why would you be against the reduction of fuel price?
No, we are not against decrease of fuel price. We are very much in support of affordable pricing across the board, and we are very much supportive of our local refining capacity. Our concern is if this becomes too often and it keeps depleting our capital, we might get to the point where we will not be business. So we are completely in support of the well-being of Nigerians, and we consistently advocate and stand with that. But if we are bought products for, say, 890, and then the price suddenly reduces to 825, so we have a 65 naira gap, and this is across board, not just for one particular refinery. Mm-hmm. All the refineries are doing the same thing, and we are happy about that. But there should be a mechanism to protect us. That's all we are absent. That's what we are pointing at.
Now, Dr. Harry, PETROAN has also called for price stability for at least 6 months. How do you propose implementing this, knowing that we're in a free market economy, the sector has been deregulated? What sort of mechanisms would you propose to implement this?
Well, it's not a difficult thing to do. The PIA that we relies profusely on how the industry should work is simply is clear in stating how our price mechanism should be. And all we are saying is that, look, if there's something wrong in the way that the pricing is being set, we should get to the drawing board and rejig it. Simple reason. If the price is not stable, it will be heading to lack of interest in the sector. With this the sector, we need investors every other day, and we need to encourage that. So while we want to encourage it, we must also look at the capital available to do the business. So if we keep shifting prices without any notice, and then we buy product today, by tomorrow the price come down, we salute them. We salute the refiners for doing all this good thing, but they should clearly, be a point where we should not, cross the road.
Yeah, but Dr. Harry, wouldn't you be violating free market principles by doing this, but by what you're proposing? Because the concept and the idea
I'm sure
of...
you've heard of price gouging, and you've heard of regulating, prices when they get out of hand. We are not even asking for that. We are just saying, look, if prices must change, there must be an industry understanding of how that works. And in as much as we applaud all the refiners for reducing the price for the benefit of Nigerians, it depletes from our own source of financing. And that's what we are shouting about. That's what we are pointing to, that there's a need to ensure, that there is some method of price stability.
Members
of course, that's where it's going to go, regardless of what the market forces say. Are you saying now that the price that the price was reduced was determined by the force of supply and demand? So you have to check all that. It's that we should get out of the point of being very sentimental. This is real business, and it impacts our lives.
Talking about real business, Dr. Harry,
profit to be guaranteed.
Talking about real business and its impact on PETROAN members, quite a number of your members, if not all of them, have incurred significant losses due to this reduction. Just to have an idea, can you quantify the extent of these losses and explain how this affects future investment?
If I landed product in my station at 895 or 899 or 900 after adding logistics, and then suddenly my competitors are selling at 860, 845, 865. Where am I going to sell my product? We are not as big as refiners. We are not as big as most of the, the big wigs. We are just, providing services that are extending their own efficiency also. Yeah. And we need to be given a room to be able to survive.
All right. Beyond the proposed 6-month term that we are seeing them asking for, what strategies can be implemented to ensure that we have a further, more stable pricing system in the long run?
Well, if we do have the liberalized trade market that we are asking for, will include all sources for petroleum products. And if the regulators and the federal Consumer Protection Council, sits on the table to discuss what really should operate, because it's not enough just to say, oh, petroleum products has been reduced. What is the effect? What is the impact on the economy? What is the turnaround time that is going to have, and investment capital that will be able to be liquid in the market? So 6 months is, I believe, will be just what we think should be a pilot stage, when we should be able to look at what are the real indicators of what inputs refiners make, and what are the possible prices that could make it.
Hello, sir. Are you still there? All right. We're hoping that we can still reconnect with him and, have a further conversation regarding this. Also, just to find out exactly what might be the potential downsides, because when preferring a solution, what might look like a temporary solution that will be appeasing to all the parties involved, it's important to consider what could potentially go wrong and, forestall these. So I'm hoping that he can come back to speak to us about what the potentials are, or what could potentially go wrong if they have considered what might he's spoken to the benefits of this price stabilization strategy for the next 6 months.
And a lot of Nigerians, were very price sensitive. Once they saw the headline that, this reduction is affecting their profit margins and all of that, that they don't like it. And of course, you trust newsmen to be sensational. They want those eyeballs. So the headline was very attractive. So many people condemned PETROAN, but from his analysis so far, and its explanation, you could see reason to it. That no, they're not. They support deregulation of the industry. They support cheaper prices, but it should be done in a sort of way. But on the flip side, Nigerians will tell you that, do you give us 6 months notice before you increase? Why don't you complain? Why don't we see these complaints when there's an increase in petroleum products? We've been bearing the brunt, so sorry to the marketers that you just have to. We all share the loss, one way or the other.
And this is a very key conversation to have, because our economy is largely based on oil. You know, we're an economy that once there's an increase in the pump price of petrol, it affects every single thing.
But I've not seen things dropping. The naira has stabilized shortly.
To an extent,
apart from food prices. But why is this not happening? Why are they defying principles of economics? Even marketers, road transport workers union are saying, we're not reducing the price of transportation. And fuel is what they use to move people around. They say, okay, fuel prices come down, but spare parts are still expensive. The roads are still bad. They're causing wear and tear for our vehicles. So we're using that saving from the cheap petrol to fix these other things. And
to an extent, so I think there are two sides to that argument. On the one hand, you would say that the volatility of the Nigerian economy ensures that these people are on guard, so that when any surprise comes, they're fully prepared. But then there's also the wickedness of Nigerians that come to play in a number of these things, because they can see
find a way to.
The first excuse they will give, which can be logical again, is that they already bought stock with the previous price, and they have to ensure that they finish selling out everything in their store, and then they can revert. But sometimes they never revert, because these are the same people who bought things with the previous, for example, with a previous pricing, and when they hear that there's been an increase, even without purchasing, they automatically increase.
We witnessed all of this. Dr. Harry is back.
Yes, all right. Welcome back, sir. Before you went, before the disconnection, I was hoping you can speak to the potential of what might go wrong. We've seen the strengths, like you've spoken to, of this pricing model for the next 6 months, this stabilization of the pricing model. But is there any potential of what might go wrong? Have we considered that? If yes, what measures have been taken to guard against them?
Sorry, I'm not hearing you clearly.
I was asking that you've spoken to the advantages of this price stabilization for the next 6 months, but are there maybe any downsides to it that could occur? And have we considered what these downsides might be?
Well, we as very responsible organization, we have just pointed out what we think might go wrong. It is left for the industry players and the regulatory authorities to take decisions, especially using the mechanism of the petroleum industry stakeholders forum, to be able to analyze what these potential benefits and potential difficulties will be. And then Nigerians will be the better. It will not be correct if we do not say what is likely going to go wrong in future. We are the grassroots. We are the ones that are mostly impacted by any of these changes. And I heard someone say, oh, when prices change upwards, we just adjust. It's not really as simple and straightforward as that. Petron has rules, and these rules are made by members very tenaciously.
But the consumers will tell you that once there's an increase, there's automatic adjustment and there's no complaint about price stability.
No, I disagree. I disagree with you.
I mean, that's what the consumers witness. But moving on to other issues, the Dangote Refinery said the production capacity now can take care of all of Nigeria's petroleum needs. And there are also other refineries that are coming on board. The industry has been deregulated. Now, as a patriotic Nigerian, why do your members still believe in importing refined products from overseas when these products can be locally sourced and save us scarce FX?
Well, it is a business of numbers. The profit margins that retailers or anyone in the industry just is very slim. So we will always look out for what will be in the best interest of continuing the business. Business sustainability and growth is the focus of whatever enterprise we engage in. We are not in business as charity. We certainly want to be able to serve Nigerians very effectively and efficiently. But we have to look at the dynamics of how the business runs. If I can import products and get a better margin and give the Nigerians a much better pricing indicator, I will offer that. And this does not mean that I'm not going to patronize or we're not going to patronize local refineries. We do patronize all of them, from the biggest to the smallest modular refinery. Petrol members buy products from them per system. So we'll continue to do that. But what we have all just realized is we need a fully liberalized market where we can source from anywhere. So yes, we must be patriotic. And of course, PETROAN has been in the forefront of calling for those values. But at the end of the day, we have to look at the numbers. It's the bottom line that determines where we're going. We want to be in business. We want Nigerians to be served efficiently and very well with this very critical product that is driving our energy.
All right.
So that's where you have to look at it for.
So what would you say, I mean, there's been a lot of instability that we've observed with regards to the pricing of petrol in Nigeria in the past year. But is there a possibility that you can make predictions for what the price trend will look like in Nigeria for fuel in the next 1 year?
Well, that is why we have opted to advocate for some mechanism to stabilize the price for at least 180 days. And that will be enough time to see how the market forces really operate. Whether supply is controlling the price or demand is controlling the price. And so what we know from our records and our statistics is that the prices will keep going up and coming down, keep going up and coming down until we're able to get an equilibrium. And this is where we think that the regulators and the Federal Consumer Protection Council should come in to really drill deeply into what the industry is all about, knowing that this industry is affecting every part of the economic growth of Nigeria. And that's where we stand.
Thank you so much for your time and insights, Dr. Harry. It was a pleasure speaking with you on Breakfast Central this morning. We do hope to have you back in the nearest future. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you.